Now then guys, how are you doing? Thank you for joining me again. So, a little bit of a bombshell to start with is we're not going to do the transfers today. This is just going to be all about the awards. I want to talk about what we're going to do transfer-wise. We're going to have a cheeky little episode tomorrow on a Saturday, so that's 2 Saturdays on the bounce. I'm treating you. But we're going to do that episode on the Saturday, which is going to be the squad that we've assembled. Now, for me, I don't want to really rush this transfer window. Obviously, Fuchs has really let me down, so we're going to look at obviously trying to move in on. And that's going to cause some problems should I want to try and bring another goalkeeper in. Because I've got to basically bring somebody in who is as good as him on paper. Obviously, Fuchs has been a letdown and we spent a hell of a lot of money. I need to try and recoup some of that £30 million that we spent in the summer last year, try and get that back, and then try and find a goalkeeper who's equally as good, and maybe this time not spend as much money on one. I'd rather invest central defence, preferably somebody else to go out there with Usami. Don't need to do anything up front, so it may be a quiet transfer window, but I think we may be better off spending the money that we've got on 2 or 3 world-class players, or trying to get those world-class players in now. So we're going to start off with the awards, and then we'll talk about the squad building after that. So here we go then, the end of season review. What a season we've had as well. There was an opportunity for a treble there, which you missed out on. That defeat of Kilmarnock. I don't think it's up there with that 9-2 thrashing that we got by Celtic. But yeah, it's a game that we should have won. We absolutely dominated. Went down 1-0. It was a shambles. So it's been a busy season for the transfer market. And it's safe to say there was some good business done. Now, Leon King apparently got an F rating. They reckon we're paying him far too much money. Am I really paying him that much money? How much am I paying him? 27 grand a week. Full Scottish international, 36 caps. Do you want to be worried when I'm paying Fuchs? 75k when he has that one extra international cap. And then we're in serious trouble. But yes, I think we've had a very good transfer window throughout. Did Ortiz coming in, was that a bit of a mistake? Yes, because he doesn't actually fit into what I want. Obviously, we brought in Matt Green. He's gone out on loan to Bournemouth, centre-back. We may see some of him this season. He's capped for England under-20s as well. But then we've had some absolute worldies, haven't we? Sarek, what a player he's been. And Panic up front has done some serious work up front. Look at that, Croatia, 8 caps, 8 goals. What an absolute superstar. He scored 12 goals in 11 starts in the Premiership as well. This guy's going to be good. His finishing still worries me at 9, but what a player. Transfers out then, we didn't really do too much as far as the outs. Obviously I can imagine the Mitrovic deal was frowned upon. It got a C. O'Keefe going as well. I think for me it was pretty decent. The one that I think upset everybody, the John Souttar one, gets a C-, because obviously he was a bit of a club legend. But overall, a fairly decent transfer window in summer and in January. So the season results then, it was a superb season for the Jambos as they claimed their second successive title to back up their pre-season credentials. We certainly did. We finished first. We had an average attendance of 99%. Now, in the next episode, we'll have a brand new stadium. Don't know what that stadium's called. We've only increased the capacity by 6,000, which in the grand scheme of things, if we continue to build the club, isn't going to be enough. And in 3-4 seasons, we're probably going to have extensions on that new stadium. But yes, there's going to be a new stadium incoming, like I say, probably by the start of the next episode. So the league table then, we finish on 104 points. 21 points clear of Rangers, and Rangers only just snuck into second place, but that takes funds off Celtic, and that's the big thing. The moments to remember then, and our biggest win was an 8-0 victory over Altac. Absolutely smashed them. Match to remember was a 7-2 victory over Rangers. That was right at the start of the season. And then goal of the season was Usami in our 3-0 victory over St Johnstone. So a truly memorable goal from Hearts left midfielder Usami as he hits a free kick from 30 yards. Screamer. I'm not sure if you've seen that one on screen. So club reputation then, we are still national. 3.5 star. It's going to take some doing to get us into basically international. But we carry on. Annual revenue then is we were up on sponsorships, we're down on everything else. Competition prize money, we certainly lost some money there, but we didn't get to the semi-final of the Champions League. We went out in the quarter-final stages. The highest selling shirt then was Usami, which surprises me as Dole was the biggest shirt last season. Brown's still in there. And Lynch White, like I said, we were always going to get some of that Asia revenue. As far as the team lineup, then I cannot believe Fuchs averaged a 7.18. So we went with Fuchs in goal, Dosek, Lombardo, King and Wanquato, Usami, Milicevic and Sarek, with Lamine behind Court and Brown. Court has got a bit of success story this season, hasn't he? 22 goals this season. He's a full Scottish international. How much is he valued at now? Valued at 14.25 million and a wonder kid. That is incredible. It's not very often, I think, through any of my saves, any of my series that I've done, have I been able to bring somebody through the youth setup. I normally just keep bringing players in and in and in, and Darryl caught my eye. We have got another player, actually, before we get back to it. Barry McLeod K, central midfielder, 17-year-old, capped under 19 with Scotland. I think he's another one that could be fairly decent, and one that we may break into the first team this season. So the accolades then, I basically won Manager of the Month every single month, but I got the Scottish Football Writers Manager of the Year again every single season. Fans Player of the Season then was Charlie Brown. Young Player of the Season was Miller Salavic, which surprises me again. I thought Panic or Sarek may have nicked that one. Signing of the Season was Leon King. Goal of the Season was Usami. Top goal scorer was Charlie Brown with 26. And most assists, Usami with 19. Most Player of the Match Awards goes to Charlie Brown with 5. Highest average rating was Juan Cuato with 7.4. And most passes completed per 90 minutes was the 18-year-old Flavio Ortiz. Record breakers then, most goals in a match by a player was Sarek. Most assists in a season was Usami with 19. And highest transfer fee paid was an eye-watering 30 million for 23-year-old Florian Fuchs. And history in the making then, as your hard work and effort paid off on the pitch, and such a feat didn't go unrewarded at the end of our season. We did, there we go, double. That's what we're talking about. So there we go then. So the seasonal performance analyst report is that we were quite leaky defensively. We weren't great defensively, especially towards the end of the season. We were chipping goals in, but then we've got the problem at the back, haven't we, with the goalkeeper that we will be addressing. Attacking wise, we were the most aggressive and clinical team out there. XG-wise, they expected us to score 91 goals. We actually scored 114. Points-wise, they expected 85. We got 104. And they expected us to finish first, and we did. Average goals a game, though, 2.2. Club vision, then. There's loads going on here again. Are they wanting us to win the Premier League? Yes, every season now that is good. And they just want us to continue winning the Premier League. So we're going to negotiate. As I like to try and get rid of these bits here. The possession football and not signing players over 30, I'm just going to leave those out. I'm not overly worried about that. I don't bring any players in over 30 anyway, so I'm not worried about it. Will I suggest it and get it? No. We'll get rid of that one again. Suggest, and we got away with it. So we've got to play possession football. The rest of it I'm quite happy with. Make the most of set pieces, play entertainer football, play attacking football. Who doesn't want that? So I'm fine with that. Squad dynamics then, look at that there. We'll zoom in on it and get it sorted. So team cohesion is very good. Club atmosphere is excellent. And managerial support is very good. Taylor Tivy is unhappy. Bit of transfer news there is Taylor Tivy is going to be joining Fulham. We've sold him on. He's joining for, I want to say 13 million. He's joining for his asking fee anyway. He's a very good player, but he's on the fringes, so we're going to let him go. But he's not happy anyway. So top influencers. Anybody opposes? Absolutely not. But I've got 3 players that I have no real opinion of as Stewart, Blanco and Lynch Y. Stewart, a player that we're going to try and get off the books this time. My team leaders of Brown, Gorey and Dahl, very good players. Gorey still up there. He'll stay with us until he retires now. And then we'll try and get him into the back room as well. End of season team meet, and then we know the drill. We're going to tell them we're going to win the league. Congratulations on winning the title. I want to do it again next year. They're happy with that. That's exactly the sort of reaction I was after. And I'll be expecting us to give a good account of ourselves in the Champions League. That's it. Get yourself off on your holidays. Can enjoy the sunshine. And we'll see you after that. So, notable strengths then from the team report is there's an impressive standard of passing quality amongst this group of players, which is good because we like to play the ball on the ground. The goalkeepers don't like to punch is a good one, but the notable weakness is there. 24 of the 40 assists conceded in the last 49 matches have come from through balls. We do get cut open a lot. And there is not a great deal of quality depth outside the first team. Yeah, that is true. We need to build on that. McBride issues season injury report then. So who was my most injured player first of all? Sarek with 5 injuries, and he was out for 7 weeks with broken ribs at one point. Who was out the longest though? 4 months Ortiz. That was before he joined us. And Jappy, he went out on loan. So Ortiz, God, he had a massive hip injury. We got him at the right time. Pre-season then. It's going to last 4 weeks. I'll take that. And we've been hit with a 7.75 million tax bill. Wowzers. We get 1.5 million coming from memberships. Commercial summary we know all about. New scouting budget then. Obviously we go world. We go world every single time. We want to obviously find the best players. And facilities have been downgraded. So let's request on improving those. We'll see what they say shortly. We're getting a new stadium. Surely we want the best facilities as well. So board request has been rejected. They feel that the current facilities are good enough. Fair enough. I'm not going to argue with them, Who's this player here? Sylvester Jasper. Absolutely no good. Apparently he would be a good signing for us. I don't believe that. So, talking about where we're going to improve the squad then, let's have a look. Team report wise, squad depth. Now, for me, up front is the one area that we do not need to improve. Now, we've got Diatore. He will be coming back. What a player he looks like. Not the quickest. Not overly worried about that. Can play as that deep line forward as well. That is probably the position I'm going to go with. So I'll probably go with an advanced forward and a deep line forward as well instead of the target man. And we'll play that position up front. You know, Darrell Court, Sarek, Lamine, Brown, Panic, all those players. Behind the strikers, again, we are stacked. For me, is Lamine and Murillo. They're my two. Again, Panic, Sarek can drop in there as well. On the left-hand side is the one position for me, by the goalkeeper, that we really need to strengthen. Usami and Lynchwai. Lynchwai, for me, is a left-back anyway. So I need some added competition there. I don't think that dislodge Usami, very, very good player. Only going to get better. Continental reputation as well. But in the middle of the park, we've got Milicevic, a back, and Ortiz would be my three. I probably wouldn't play Lombardo there. I've never done that, and we've had Lombardo for years now. So, Milicevic and a back. Ortiz, we've got to make a decision on. On the right-hand side, I've got Murillo, Sarek, Kragul, Doyle. That is it. For me, quality setup there. Kragul's only going to get better and better as well. 21-year-old, still got the world to give. So, that is fine. On that left-hand side, we've got Blanco, Dosek, and Lynchwai. Absolutely buzzing. In the middle then, we've got Blanco, Dosek, King, Lombardo, and Matt Green coming back. Like I say, he's been out of Bournemouth, 18 games last season. We paid relatively decent money for him, 2.5 million. You know, we may have seen him leave already without playing a game for us, but I'd like to have him in and around the squad. Out on the right-hand side, we've got Juan Quato and Fernady. Fernady again, what a player. Only going to get better. 22-year-old, Italian, under 21, international. He's only 2.5 star now. If a good offer come in for him, I may let him go. But Fernady's been with us for time as well. 4 seasons. We paid £5 million for him. We might get something back in return. And then in goal, we've got the issue, Gorey. He's on the decline now. 32-year-old. Been with us since the second season. We got promoted with Craig Gordon. And then Gorey come in and done bits. But, yeah, Fuchs has seriously let me down. He really has. What a player he is as well. But we've just got to try and recoup that 30 million. If I can't get that 30 million for him, or the least I'd accept is 25 million. If I cannot get that, Fuchs will be staying with us next season, and he will be the number one, because his wages, I cannot leave him on the bench, so we'll have to give him another season. So there it is then, guys. That is where we are. I personally think that we need to strengthen on that left-hand side, probably get another centre-back in as well. Maybe a central midfielder, depending on what happens with Ortiz, and obviously the goalkeeping situation. So let me know what you think, obviously, because, I would like you to be involved in this decision-making. Are there any players that you feel needs to go? Is it Brown's time to go? Because Brown is scoring goals for fun, but so was Mitrovic when we let him go. I think we've got a couple more seasons in Brown, but we'll wait and see what happens. So yes, let me know in the comments. I would appreciate it very much, but thank you very much for watching. Got that cheeky little episode coming tomorrow, which will be an update on the transfers, and then we'll talk about the start of the season. So thank you very much for watching. As always, it's been emotional, and I'll catch you later. Ta-ra.